Good morning, friends. It's a bins day, and I'm actually already at the bins right now. I forgot to do my intro. It was kind of a hectic morning getting out the door. I forgot to have caffeine this morning, so I had to call Joni on the way here and say, I need to stop at Starbucks. Can I get you a matcha latte? So my schedule's all thrown off, but hey, maybe that's good luck for the bins. It's kind of busy. There's a lot of other resellers here, but I do have a bunch of things in my cart. Hopefully they're not flawed. I'll give you kind of like, here's a look at what's happening at the bins. Here we go. I know a lot of you guys say like, wow, your bins is so chill, Quenby. Mine is so crazy. And mine definitely has its moments. Like when they're going to bring out new bins, it gets absolutely crazy for a while. And then half the people leave and go hang out in the parking lot and come back for the next round, so it's chill in between rotations. My cart's already looking kind of crazy. Let's go deal with this. Good morning, good morning. Outfit of the day, which you guys have expressed a real interest in, so here it is. Okay, I did find some good stuff. I'm a little nervous to look at it because the truth is at the bins, much of the stuff is flawed. You put it in your cart and then it's like, you get it in there and realize it's flawed. Wow, that is so cool. It's made out of like paper. Mexico. Wow, that's beautiful. She's missing her hands. I'm gonna try not to do too much on the hard goods side because I do not need to bring home any more home decor. As you guys have seen in my home decor, I'm a bit of a maximalist as it is. So I don't need anything. But it's just so fun. That is a pretty. Alright, let's go do some sorting. I do have to pick up Torvald today, so I cannot stay the entire day, but I'll at least be able to stay a number of hours. So I'm going to work on sorting everything. So happy you're here. It's always great to see you. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here and leaving me comments. Make sure you have liked the video. So just to give you an idea, I really try not to like zoom in and film people, but see all these people now lined up because they're going to do a rotation. This is when my bins gets a little crazy. People, you know, try and be respectful, but there is a lot of crowding and running and all sorts of stuff. I'm excited to find this brand. I have not found it very much. It's Flax, F-L-A-X. 2G. I'm going to have to look up on their size chart. I want to say it's probably like a 2X. These are some linen wide leg black pants. I also found a top. It's in here somewhere. And I was saying, oh, this is a good brand. And then another reseller was near me and she's like, oh yeah, I found like 7 pieces in that row. So I found 2 that maybe she missed or something. And she was there first and found 7 pieces. So that's amazing. I find this silk scarf. It's new with tag. I'm like, oh, it's a beautiful silk scarf, but what is this? Oh, maybe it's like a poncho. Put it on. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, that's kind of nice. You guys, isn't Joni? That actually looks good. Joni's the best sport. I'm always like, will you try this on? Will you hold this up? She's like, sure. It actually looks good, Joni. Maybe that's what it is.
I would think if it was a head hole, wouldn't it be
a head hole?
A head hole wouldn't it be round?
Yeah, why isn't it round? Maybe it's to cover your toaster. It's 100% silk.
Well, I guess if you wear it maybe like this, sideways like this.
All right, here is the final cart. My total was $108. So even though there were slow minutes, it really did come together. A couple of these things like these Levi's jeans, they're like a special pair I'll show you in the haul. And then this Anthropology jacket, we weighed them. And if they are more than you can either do them by weight or it's $5, like if they're heavy. So they were heavy enough to be $5 each. $5 for an Anthropology big jacket like that. That's so crazy good. So I have to run this to my vehicle and go pick up Torvald from school. Can't wait to show you everything I got in the haul. Hello friends, and welcome to the haul portion of the video. I just got home from the bins a couple of hours ago. Not even actually. I came home, drank some water, had a snack, and I'm going to film the haul right away. We'll see if I can remember what I got in this instance. Often I'm doing the haul for you and I'm like, I don't even remember who bought this stuff or what it was because it's been sitting in my garage for a few days. Not today. We're going to do it right away. I'm going to show you everything that I bought at the Goodwill Outlet Bins for $3.49 a pound for my reselling business on eBay and Poshmark. I'll give you details about why I decided to buy it in case you're trying to learn. In these videos, I try and share as much information as I can for those of you that are learning. I've been reselling 13 years now on eBay, Poshmark. I've sold on ThredUp, Whatnot, all the different places, and I love sharing everything I know with you. Maybe you'll be entertained while you're working and listening to me in the background. Maybe you'll learn something. I'm so happy you're here. Let's get into it. I'm going to start with this pair of jeans. They do need to go in my washing stain treating pile, but they were so cool looking. They have this patchwork and they have a side cargo pocket. Jeans with a cargo carpenter style pocket on the side have done well for me in the past. These are Levi's, but they're called Levi's Altered 502. They also had Levi's 501s altered. So I did check comps at the bins to make sure these were something that I wanted to pick up. They're a 34-34 and they're pretty cool. I tend to look up jeans. I don't just go by, oh, I buy Levi's, oh, I buy Abercrombie or Free People or Joe's Jeans. I look up the specific style because sometimes within a brand, certain styles do better than others. There we go. This is a pair of men's jeans that was in someone's throwback pile. They're Adriana Goldschmied or AG. In my title, I put both. I'll put Adriano Goldschmied, AG, men's jeans. These are the graduate tailored leg. They're black, so I checked comps specifically on that. They're a 36-32. Sometimes the larger sizes, like 36-38, don't sell quite as well as like a 32-33. But at least these ones don't have a super short inseam. So sometimes for me, just my own personal experience selling men's jeans, if it's like a 36-30, it just takes a longer time to sell because it's a more specific size. I found this at the end. I was happy to find this. It is Marine Layer. This is a good kind of eco, very hip brand right now. It's a lightweight, full zip hoodie, a blue one. These Lululemon leggings are not very cool, but I got them because I'm collecting leggings to bring into the Lululemon trade-in program. I must have like 5 or 6 pairs. They give you $10 a pair, and I have a couple items at Lululemon that I've got my eye on. So this I looked up as well. This is the brand Cara Little. This came up a few videos back because I picked up a dress. I did pass on several vintage Cara Little items today. For me, it depends on the item. So this is Cara Little for St. Tropez, so it's like a collab. Look at that 90s tag, baby. But this is an elastic waist kind of maxi skirt. And I specifically looked up skirts. It has pockets. It's got a cute little print. And I think this one will do well. But this is Rag & Bone. I have a few Rag & Bone items in this haul, so we can talk a little bit about it. It's a very expensive brand. I know ThredUp has had it on their like designer list. And the men's stuff is sold better for me. I'll say that. And this is a men's made in Peru, like Henley top. Kind of like a long john top. This is what I saw first. This is the little Rag & Bone logo. It's an expensive brand. It historically hasn't flown off the shelves. I do pass on some of it. I think, are these the jeans? Yeah, these are the Rag & Bone jeans. I looked these up. The Fit One Skinny, 33-32. And these had really good comps, between like 35 and 65. Kind of a washed black. And they're skinny, so I wasn't sure because I know what's really popular right now are like wide leg crops or loose baggy jeans. So I took a moment to look these up and these were still selling. So I felt okay with that. I got a lot of linen today, which makes me very happy. And including this piece, soft surroundings in a 2X. You'll see that on my white linen pieces in this haul, you're gonna see like some discoloration, some staining. but I will throw all of this right into my OxiClean White Revive bucket. If you're new and you're like, what is that? I have a big bucket. I order OxiClean White Revive powder on Amazon. It's linked in the description section of this video, along with all the tools and things I've tried out already that I use. And I fill up a big bucket. When I get a bunch of stuff in there, I fill it up with hot water, put a scoop or two of OxiClean in, I let it soak 24 hours, I rinse it out, and then I wash it normally. I get so many questions about that. That's why I'm taking a moment to detail my process. And maybe it's like you'll hear someone talk about what they do, but you're missing a step. That's the whole complete thing. So this is a Lucky Brand size 2X lightweight gray camo sweatshirt. I like selling Lucky. I love selling it in the plus sizes. And this is a nice lightweight sweatshirt. What's new with tags? Stitches and Stripes. Never heard of it.
Revolve.
Is it linen?
It's a Revolve brand.
Revolve. That's good then.
I mean, alright.
Oh, they're getting ready to do a rotation. Time for things to get crazy. But I just wanted to show you. This guy's yelling. I just wanted to show you. A lot of you ask me so many questions about vintage. I get the question like, how do you know it's vintage? I do not claim to be a vintage expert or anything, but it's usually the tag. The feel of the tag, the look of the tag. This is Victoria's Secret gold label. I'm going to show you the tag. See that? How it's like gold lettering? This is a vintage line of Victoria's Secret that does really well. This is just a pajama top, so I'm going to look it over, but I wanted to show you just that tag, the gold label of Victoria's Secret. Alright, I was going to chat all about, but I better get ready for this round. There's a lot of people here today. It's a little competitive. Every day at the bins is different. A lot of resellers here, which I love. I don't mind whatsoever. There's plenty for everybody, but you know, it's competitive with so many people at the bins looking for similar stuff. We'll do our best to find good stuff. This is the bag of stuff I'm taking so far, so that's pretty good. Alright friends, checking in. It's about noon. I know Joni has to leave early today. I can probably stay another hour or so. I just had the best interaction with a woman that I see here sometimes. We always chat. She does a little bit of selling, but it's not like her main gig. And she just gave me a Sue Wong, the most gorgeous dress. I don't know if you guys remember from a recent video. Actually, I've shared some of the solds of this style of like slip dress, and the Sue Wong one sold so quickly. I listed it for $200. I got an offer for $190, $125, and I took it. And I probably shouldn't have, you guys. I had so much interest in that dress. I had people asking me afterwards, did it sell? What'd you sell it for? So that is so great. I'm so excited about that. How's it going for you, Joni Pants?
I got a present, that's all I got.
A present? Yeah, it's kind of slow. Alright, I was taking a little break from the bins action to walk Joni out to her car. She's leaving early because her grandkids are at her house, so that's a pretty good excuse. I always give her a hard time because she razzes me because I always want to go home. She's like, you can do it, you can stay, Quenby. Now I'm going to the horrible porta potty. I try to avoid it. There's no bathroom at my bins. Does your bins have a bathroom? A lot of people say theirs does. When I used to drive to Sacramento, they have a bathroom, they have a vending machine, you can buy water. This place does not have one, but I discovered, I don't know, a few months back, they do have a porta potty. I hate it. I'm not trying to be a baby about it, I just don't like it. Usually I go to Starbucks, but we went earlier, so you gotta do what you gotta do at the bins. It's hardcore thrifting. So I have a couple bags of stuff, not as much as usual, but some really great stuff. And that woman walked over and gave me that Sue Wong dress, which was amazing. So I'll probably stay another hour or so, and then head out and pick Torvald up for the weekend. Sweatshirt. Here is the dress of the day, and I didn't even find it. A lovely friend, woman that I see there sometimes, she does a little reselling, but it's not like her main thing, gave me this dress. I just couldn't believe it. Look at the gorgeousness of this, all beaded slip style dress. In a recent video, I showed you dresses of this style that I've been selling. Here is the tag for this. I will get maybe $200 for this. Between $125 and $200, I would say. I'm not gonna sell it super cheap like I did last time for $125 because it sold so fast and everybody wanted it, and I might have made a mistake. Nah, living and learning. Oops, I guess this came home with me. A funny thing Joni left on my cart. I think it's a little pig puppet made of wool. Alright, adorableness. This was a surprise, and I have research to do. I know the brand Natori is a very good lingerie sleepwear women's line. This is Josie Natori. I'll show you the tag. I don't know if they're related. I would assume they are, but now I'm a little confused because the price tag on this Josie Natori dress is $350. It's like a chevron print, brightly colored wrap front dress. It feels nice and everything. I checked sold comps and they're selling around $50. I guess sometimes that happens. Things retail that high but only resell for a small portion of that. This I got because it's new with tags. This is Kalia. I think it's Carrie Underwood or fitness brand. I don't even know who Carrie Underwood is. That's embarrassing, but whatever. It's new with tag with a price tag for $65. 16-inch birdie skort. Lake reflection. Cool. Breathable, wrinkle-free, golf. Kalia golf skort. So that might help me out that it's very specific golf skort. This is a cabbie, and I really like this style. It's a size small. Dolman, so super wide across the chest with a narrow sleeve. Black and white stripe. Here's the cabbie tag. I buy this because it sells. It's not usually a huge seller for me for big money, depending on the item. A simple sleeveless blouse I might get $18 for. I sold a jumpsuit recently. I can't remember exactly what for, $29.99 maybe, but I pick it up because it's an easy list and it sells pretty consistently. This is that brand Smart Wool. Really excited about this. All right, this is a really great brand to know. And one of my viewers recently wrote in and said she didn't know about this brand, but she saw it in my video and then went out and found it. So that is very satisfying for me. Here's the brand Smart Wool. See this little guy? Sometimes if the tag's not there, you're looking for this little guy. They make merino wool base layers, and this is a sweater. All I can say is look so carefully for holes because this lightweight wool gets holes. I just held it up to the light as best I could. I don't see any flaws, so that's an exciting find. Do I wish I found it a few months ago for the winter season? Yes, but I will definitely buy off season. I recommend doing it actually. A lot of other people aren't interested in a sweater in the spring, summer, but I am, even if I have to wait a few months. Really nice. Alright, Joni has gone, and there's 15 minutes before the next round, so I'm just digging through an already picked over bin. A couple items I guess worth talking about. This is Rag & Bone, which is a designer, and I picked up 2 pairs of jeans today. This is just a size small t-shirt, and it's a red camo. I just don't think it will do that great. This is Paige, which is another very expensive denim brand. I don't really pick up their jeans as much. This is a black sweatshirt. Has this cute tie flare sleeve detail, but I think I'm still gonna pass on it because I don't think it's a brand that's done that well for me. I have another item in my hand, which is, I'm gonna look up. They're a pair of corduroys by the brand Current Elliott. If you look up Current Elliott, you're going to find that they sell for like $200 on, Nordstrom sites. It's another brand I've had a challenging time selling. So, even though they're so expensive, they might not even be worth picking up. Ooh, but this, if it's not thought I'll pick up. Marine Layer. Popular brand right now. This is just sitting here. Oh, what's this? Salesforce. I'm gonna have to figure out what that is. Is that like a company brand? I've never seen Marine Layer do that. They're kind of like a eco-friendly brand. What's this? Sorry that my filming is not good. It's very hard to pick and film at the same time. But anyway, I'm just gonna pick through here. Joy Lob is Target. Even if I find one or two extra things to get. That's vintage Ralph Lauren, but it's just a button down. There's like 50,000 of those listed on eBay. Probably more. Alright, I'll report back if I find anything worth sharing. And I looked up these Rag & Bone jeans women's. I don't always pick them up. But this one specifically had the style name on it. And the style is Dre Low Rise Slim Boyfriend. So I put that in there, and they have like 100% sell-through rate for this style of women's Rag & Bone jeans. One bag down, I have to remember to put this strap aside. Joni found a new Attack J. Crew bathing suit, and I was like, oh, that's really nice, and all I knew was it was blue. And then when I was packing up for the day, I see on the floor this little strap, and I'm like, could that have gone to her bathing suit? I better grab it just in case. Might as well do our water cooler moment early, where we gather around the water cooler as work colleagues to vent about work or share stories or talk about personal, maybe what we're going to do over the weekend. And I do it here on the channel because I'm hanging out with you guys, my work colleagues. Really, I'm just at home working in my garage alone most of the time, but I like to think of us as work colleagues. Anyway, what do I have to share today? I sometimes like to share the mistakes I've made. You know, I'm always trying to keep it real with you, so sometimes I share funny return stories or something, or I don't know, I'm not perfect. I do the best I can. I think I run a pretty good business. And sometimes I make mistakes. Like I got an eBay message from a woman yesterday, and she's like, I found a wadded up tissue in the pocket of this top. That was all it said. I'm like, oh my God, how embarrassing. I don't know if it went through the wash, and because a tissue will stay in a pocket, or if it was something I deemed to be in really excellent shape, so I just sanitized it with my steamer. I don't want to get into a conversation with you guys, an argument about whether steaming sanitizes or not. You can Google it for yourself and read the different information and decide whether you want to do that or not. And I'll do what works for me because I'm an adult with my own business, and you do what works for you. But I just wrote back, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Do you want to keep the top or do you want to return it? And she just wrote back, it's in the washing machine now. Haven't heard from her. I'm not going to poke the bear and keep inquiring. If she wants to leave me negative feedback, I'll deal with that. If she wants to return the top, I'll deal with that. It was, like, as far as I remember, a great top. So we'll see, but a little humbling and embarrassing that I do things like that. I list 10 items a day almost every day. A lot of items. So, and I have 100% positive feedback on eBay. You know, I do a pretty good job, but I make my little mistakes apparently sometimes. We all probably do, right? Have you made any you want to share with us? Get them off your chest. Not too much going on in personal life. I'm just enjoying the transition to spring. All the little tulips and daffodils and, you know, peach and plum tree blossoms. Trying to take really good care of myself lately. One of the great things about being single now is sleeping. I've slept next to a man for the majority of my, well, like my whole adult life. It is really nice to sleep in my own bed and no one's snoring and waking me up or rolling over or having restless leg. I think I actually sleep so much better and it helps me feel good. But that's neither here nor there. We'll get back into the haul. I always enjoy chatting with you guys at the water cooler. Some of you guys leave your own water cooler moments, and I think that's fantastic. Here's that amazing Anthropologie wool alpaca jacket. All right, so I'm filming this in the spring, and we were just talking about, like, should we pick up sweaters, and we're trying to focus more on, like, spring, summer dresses. Look at this jacket, though. This gorgeous heavy jacket. It is so soft. I'm going to try it on for you. It's Anthropologie, size medium, large. This is a really great brand to know, which is Flax. I hope these ones look to be in great shape. I did find some other flax stuff and I was all excited about it, and then it was pretty flawed. Ugh, that's just the hardest thing about the bins. This is me buying a blazer, even though selling blazers is not my favorite thing, but this is a Theory blazer. Such an expensive brand. I think of them as like a minimalist, like elevated career wear brand. It's a size 12, so that's great. It's lined and it is in another language. What the heck does this say? It is virgin wool and linen. Like, that's quality. Virgin wool and linen. Gorgeous blazer. I don't know why I don't like them. Do you guys like them? Some people, I've heard resellers talk about how much they love selling blazers, and I'm like, why? This is a brand I pick up a lot. I know it's sold in boutiques. It's very art to wear, bohemian. Some of it's kind of whimsical. I just sold one Jess and Jane top with dragonflies on it. That was a good one. This looks like, I have so many of these. It looks like a painted flowers and there's some words. They're so pretty. I think the words are in French. So very artsy. I put art to wear lag and look bohemian. Here is Garnet Hill. It's a simple top, but they're usually organic materials. It's a catalog. It's expensive, and I like picking it up. It's hard to see on there, but it's Garnet Hill. There's a size medium, lightweight, olive green and white stripy top. Reminds me of like spring, summer. This was in someone's throwback pile, and I picked it up. I know I have sold tops with this artist before. I cannot remember in my brain right now who it is. The tag says Viva City USA, made in the USA, size medium. It's not signed. I'm gonna have to go into my history because I know I sold one last year with this particular artist on it. So I'm sure I'll find a hole for that. This was in someone else's throwback pile too, and it's, oh gosh, I'm gonna mispronounce this. I do my best. It's not that I don't respect brands and the pronunciation. Some things I don't know how to pronounce, or maybe I pronounce it differently than you. I get a lot of corrections, and I appreciate when the corrections come like, hey, just letting you know it's actually pronounced, and it's nice, but some people it just seems like they just want to correct, and it's like, okay. So for some of you in your own world, the pronunciation of a brand may be very important, and if it is, then you pronounce it, and that's fantastic. For me, I want to be respectful. I don't want to offend anybody or a brand, but it's not as important to me, so just putting that out there. This is Desigual, I think. I've heard everybody say it so many ways. It's an interesting, I don't remember all the history. Is it Brazilian or something? It usually has a lot of color and prints and flair to it. Very cool. This is the lightweight cardigan. Then you'll see it has this kind of flowy, floral chiffon accent. So it's a pretty cool brand. It used to sell for a lot. I don't think it does anymore. I was happy to find these Athleta because they're not just leggings. They're like wide leg sweatpants. Elastic waist. These look so comfortable. Pockets, very wide leg gray sweatpants, size medium. Better not try those on. I love a good pair of sweatpants. The style name is usually in here, and sometimes the date. I don't know how current these ones are. 2022, so not bad. I like those a lot. I pass on a lot of the leggings now. This is another pair of Levi's that I looked up, and I think these are going to do good. These are the 94 baggy. Levi's 94 baggy. And I wonder if 94 is supposed to be like 1994. That's the year I graduated high school. So yeah, 90s. And these are like olive green cargo pants. So I'll have to look and see if they still put these under jeans. Like, do I put Levi's women's jeans, 94 baggy, size 28, or do I put them under pants? Anyway, that's a cool style, so I think those are going to do great. More white linen. I looked this up, and I was surprised. It's actually a good brand. I love the style, button front with this flutter ruffle sleeve here. Needs to go in my oxy pile. And it's Venti 6. And I was like, I don't think this is going to be good. And then guess what? It was. This brand, Venti 6, had really good comps. They made dresses, all sorts of stuff. I should have a separate pile for my white OxiClean bucket. Friends, I'm doing my shipping. I'm out in the garage. And I just got a text from our favorite little YouTube marketer, my son Torvald, who is going to turn 14 soon. The most surprising text I could imagine. He wrote, "Mom, my friends and I want to go to the bins with you to get some stuff to resell." I've talked to him about the t-shirt bros. I don't know what you guys call the guys at the bins who are there looking for vintage t-shirts. I started calling them the t-shirt bros. I don't know if I heard that somewhere or if I just made it up. What do you guys, if you have a bins and there's all the young guys that do the t-shirts, what do you call them? And then when I see like the t-shirt guys that are not like, you know, like my son's age, I call them the baby vintage tee bros. So I wonder if my son wants to be a t-shirt bro. It would be fun. Imagine if I could take him and I could say to the t-shirt bros I know, hey, this is my son, look out for him, teach him something. That would be like, that would make my life. Like, that would be amazing. I've talked to Torvald about starting an eBay store. Do your kids or have you gotten people hooked on reselling? And I've talked to him about saving money for a car and stuff. Like, why don't you start an eBay store? I will help you. I will teach you. He has sold a few things through me on my own store. But this could be exciting. I'll report back. It could turn into nothing where they're like, yeah, forget it. My friends don't want to go now. Or I could end up taking them to the bins with me. That would be amazing. I obviously wouldn't be able to do my normal thing because I'd have to be looking out for those guys. But I would film it and it would be amazing. So I'll report back. Let me know if you have anybody in your life like this that has been like, hey, I'll go to the bins with you. Best text ever. Hey friends, I'm sharing this interesting sale with you just because it's a little different and maybe it'll help one of you. Who knows? I picked up these men's pajamas, 100% silk at the bins. I did not know this brand, Petite Plume, and I actually was confused by it because I was thinking I've never seen a men's petite. But that's not the size, it's the brand. These were 100% silk, and they sold for my full asking price of $39.99 plus shipping, which I thought was pretty cool. And being at the bins, here's a tip for newer bin shoppers. If you might have already figured this out yourself, but I always like to share little things because you never know what might like stand out in your mind, or you might learn something. You think everyone knows it, maybe they don't, whatever. I found the bottoms and I was like, oh, just the bottoms. And so what I do if that happens to me is I put the bottoms in my cart and I say to myself, we have all day. Let's see if the top comes out later. And it did. Much later in the day, completely different rotation, completely different bin, out comes the top. And I could recognize it because it had this white piping. So if you find like one of something or half of a set, throw it in your cart. Because at the bins anyway, you just don't know when it might come out. You know, sometimes at the end of the day, I have to throw back things that are like, oh, I never found the matching set. But anyway, pajamas. Didn't know the brand, knew they were silk. So they felt like quality, found the whole set, and they sold really fast in like a few days. This is a pretty good brand. Bucket. I talk about this kids brand a lot. I just sold a dress today for $15. I accepted an offer on Poshmark. Hannah Anderson. This one's a really cute one though, so I will not have to lot this up to make the sale. I'll sell this on its own. It's a size 10. Like a chambray denim dress, and these are all embroidered flowers, and OMG, there's ladybugs. Do you have a 10-year-old? This is so cute. Embroidered dress with ladybugs. More white linen. This is that Flax brand, again, size 2G. So there was a ton of this there today, because I know other people found it, and so did I. A lot of it was damaged. This is a white linen. And I do not see any damage. I'll put it in my Oxy, but some of them had like, you know, damage. So sad. Here's another pair of Lululemon leggings that are going to go right into my trade-in pile. I want one of those, They making these, I think they're scuba sweatshirts now, but they're like boxy and they don't have the hood. I want one. I own this brand, a bunch of their shirts, Talani collection. Some of you said it was sold maybe on QVC or something. Am I mixing this up or is that true? All I know is they're cool and they sell for me and I keep the ones I like. They usually are this style, tunics, but then the back usually has something else going on. This one has like a contrasting print and it's very flowy. I have one that's black and white plaid in the front and in the back is all velvet with embroidered flowers. That one's in my own personal collection. What are you? Oh, this is a good brand. This sells for me. Parsley and Sage, and it's an XL. Pretty good day at the bins, right? Parsley and Sage, and again, I've been mentioning this when I traveled to Arizona with my sister, went to Sedona, and there were beautiful, kind of elevated shopping centers, and a lot of boutiques. And so I got to see a lot of the boutique brands, and this was one of them. Little dress, like almost like a patchwork style. This is a J. Jill, which is good, but it's also a 3X and it's Love Linen line. So that's, if I could just sell J. Jill in plus sizes and linen, I'd be happy. A nice green button front linen shirt. With my linen, if I have room for keywords, I usually put like bohemian, lagging look, beach, vacation. Sometimes I'll put resort, stuff like that. I went back and forth about this. We're gonna see how this baby does. Look how bright pink it is. I don't know if the Barbie pink is still a thing, but this is Saks Fifth Avenue and it's 100% silk. It's a size 6. I think it's vintage, but I didn't buy it as like a vintage. I just think it's a beautiful long line silk blazer in this hot bright pink color. Someone's gonna love that. This I looked up. Oh, I accidentally bought this baby hat. Whoops. I was gonna give this to my friend Art who has a baby. Oh well. This I looked up. It's a strapless dress. This is all smocked, very boho. Long maxi dress, and then this is embroidery. It's got a great weight and flow to it. I did not know the brand. It's Advance Apparels, 100% cotton, but the dresses seem to be doing pretty good in this brand. Not a brand to worry too much about, I don't think, but that's a nice dress. I got some more overalls. What a surprise. These are going to need some stain treating too. Love selling overalls. These are Gap size medium. And they usually sell around $29.99 for me plus shipping. And these are just a nice light wash, faded, distressed size medium overalls. I do remember them having some stainy. Oh, this is good to talk about. These are a couple of nightgowns that I found that are great sellers for me. Alright, so right away I found these, and these are just simple nightgowns, but they're by this brand that has sold very well for me. It's Eileen West. Eileen West. They're a size medium. I have sold this brand several times. I thought, oh, it probably just sells well in plus size, because my plus size Eileen West nightgown sold really fast, but then I got a size small one, and that sold fast too. They're very classic, sweet little nightgowns, and they sell quickly for me, so it's a good brand to keep your eye out for. Oh, this is for my baby nephew. It's a little flannel, and it's all fleece lined, a little Old Navy flannel. I send those to my baby nephew in Massachusetts. If I find a hole on this cashmere sweater, there's no hope for me, because I looked and looked, because I bring home cashmere sweaters, and I swear I've looked at them at the bins, and then I get them home under my lights, and I'm like, a hole. I did everything with this one. It's so soft. It's a longer length. It has a nice cowl neck. It is cashmere Saks Fifth Avenue, size medium. Really gorgeous, so soft. Kind of a gray color, I guess. And I pray there's no holes. Okay, another soft surroundings in a 2X. That's fantastic. Such a great catalog brand. I love selling them. I love sewing them in plus size. A nice white cotton shirt with a little bit of, what is this stuff called? Is it hem stitch or hat stitch or something? I see it on table linens a lot. Maybe if I remember, I'll pop it up. Here's a new to me Bolo brand I've never even heard of. Here's a new to me brand. I just thought this was really sweet. It doesn't look like anything. It's kind of a gauzy, thin cotton top in a very small size. But then the tag said Morgan Le Fay, New York. And I looked it up. This is definitely a bolo. There are about 250 listed. There are about 65 sold, so the sell-through rate is okay, but everything's selling between $30 and $100. So there's a little something on there. Hopefully I can get out. Well, it's just kids, but it's still Lily. I found a brand I never find here, or I should say very rarely, maybe like twice a year. Lily Pulitzer. I think this is a kid's, but still, California, where I am, Northern California, is not a big Lily place. I know those of you that live like in the South or in Florida find it more. Around here, I don't find it. This is not a style I see people in, this kind of preppy resort wear. So that's exciting, even though it's a kid's. Still found it. My friend Joni is here. I'm sure we'll be in for some laughs today. I love this sweater. This is Moth Anthropology. I don't buy everything Moth. I don't even know if they still carry it, if this is an older Anthro brand. M-O-T-H. But I love this coming into spring and summer here. It is a open knit sleeveless sweater in white, kind of a mock neck. It's just so beachy to me. It just looks like such a nice summer item. I don't know, is it linen? Let's take a quick look. It does say made for Anthropology on the inside tag. No, it's polyester. Oh well, it's still great. We've made it through another giant Goodwill Outlet Bins haul. This is Banana Republic, and I bought it because it's very current and very stylish. Navy blue. It's got this flutter puff sleeve everybody loves. It's all lace eyelet. Navy blue tee. Like it or not, people are going to want to be buying from us in the summer tees, tanks, shorts, and those don't sell for usually as much money. So I'll focus on dresses, maxi dresses, things like that, but I still want to have things that people want, short sleeves, in my store. So grateful for another fantastic day at the bins and for you being here with me. Can't wait to chat with you in the comments. Hopefully there's some good bloopers for you. No, there's probably none. I do not pick up each piece. I decide. Okay, that's really helpful. I decide. I don't pick up each piece, I decide. Oops, I meant to be filming the other direction, but hi guys. Where can I put this though? So that I can give it back to Joni. Joni, here's your strap. Look at my arm jiggling right here. That's not good to put on a video. It's not good in general, but probably definitely not for a video. Might as well do our water cooler moment early where we sit. No, we don't sit. I had some dried apricots before this. I hope there's not one like in my teeth and I do the whole video. Should I go on about this or should I just let this whole little segment that I'm going on right now go? Oh, shoot.